So this is a Humpty Dumpty project. That's what I call it. And so what I have here is something that has been sitting in a box for a while now. And I was afraid to attempt it. So what I have here is an antique French doll. And yeah, here's her head. This is very creepy for a lot of people. So this is an antique Fleischmann and Bloedel doll. And these are quite valuable dolls. Now, what happened was my heinous husband, I had this like on a shelf, like in the bedroom. It was like in a little nook. And he took a bunch of hardcover books and threw it in the nook without looking. And so the doll's elastic, which was dry rotted from age, because this doll is about 1890. It was dry rotted from age. And it basically dismantled this whole doll. So I guess since the elastic was so weak, the weight of the books landing on top of the doll, now thank God it didn't crack the head, pretty much like obliterated it. So what I need to do is restring it. So I have a restringing elastic, and I have some tools. I have surgeon's tools, as you can see here. I have a hemostat. I have, what is that? I don't know, some kind of surgeon's scissor. I have a restringing hook to go through like the doll and pull down the elastic, and all sorts of thingamabobs. And so here's the problem. Generally, an antique bisque head doll has different kinds of joints. So they would have like little hooks that you can attach the elastic to. Now, and it's much easier to restring it. Well, this one, of course, has to give me a problem. So the problem is this is peg jointed. So this is not going to be easy. Now the problem is here, I can see on the joints, the elastic was placed through the little hole here, and it was glued with a piece of wood. So they stuck a little like piece of cork where the hole is, where the elastic would go through it, and then they glued it. And so now that's going to be a problem because I can't get this like glue off. You see this like wooden piece right here? I'll show you. Right there. That's where the hole is, and I can't get any elastic, new fresh elastic through that because it's glued. And the same thing on here. You see that? Now there's no way I'm going to get that off without, if I pull it, I might damage the whole leg. It might come apart. So what I'm going to have to do is take a Dremel and attach a drill point to it and drill a hole through these limbs and make a hole. So that's not going to be fun. Now I'm very afraid that I might do something I might regret. But this doll is useless the way it is. So stay tuned and let's see if I can put Humpty Dumpty back together again. I sure hope so. So, okay, so I took the Dremel. Now, I do not know how to operate tools. I'm not kidding you. I'm not like a woodworker. But I was able to actually drill a hole through the limbs. So I stuck the drill through here because there was over 120 to 130 years of glue like in the arm, blocking the hole. And you see that little peg right there? That's like glued in there. And there's no way in hell that I'm going to play and mess with that and try to pull that out. So I was able to drill a hole with the Dremel through the limbs, and I tested the elastic, and yes, it fits perfectly. So I used the right drill bit. Now, for someone who doesn't know how to use tools, I actually am proud of myself. So here you can see the hole I made. I didn't do such a great job on here, but then again, now we have a hole for the leg. And I came up with another problem. There's always a problem. When you work on a project, there's always something to throw you even more and make it harder. So generally, these old antique bisque head dolls will have this thing called the neck button in the neck that's made out of wood. And it'll have like a little hook that protrudes from it. And so you can hook the head onto the body, onto the elastic. And this one doesn't have it. It was strung through the head. So it actually was strung through the top of the forehead by a piece of metal that went out through here without a neck button. So I have some neck buttons, which is great. I have antique wooden neck buttons. I have extra hooks. And so I may be able to actually make this work. So stay tuned and let's see what happens. Will I mess up and botch up this antique doll? Will I make it stand again and be able to be posed? I don't know. My guess is as good as yours. So I was able to place Humpty Dumpty back together again. Wow. All right, so I'm going to redress her. I'm going to put her wig back on, and she has original antique clothes, so I can't wait to see her all done. Stay tuned. So here she is, all fixed, all dressed, and looking good. So Humpty Dumpty can be put back together again after all. So now I got myself a beautiful antique French Fleischmann and Bloedel doll, and she's back to being a doll again instead of a bunch of parts in a box hidden in my closet. Thanks for watching.